Good evening, sports fans! Goob for the win of the Token Minorities here today with my GBA Season 4 wrap-up. Actually, it's GBA D-League. It was definitely a hard-fought season. I'm proud of the effort that we put in. We finished the regular season 7-4 plus 10. We went 1-1 in the playoffs. Unfortunately, we got beaten by Zazo. He just brought a better team. I expected some different things, and he didn't quite bring what I was expecting. Just the matchup didn't work out too well for me. But, you know what? That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. I think that round 1 game was one of my favorites. I had a lot of moments this season. I'm going to put them in this video. I'm just going to put a lot of the fun moments that I had this season. They're going to be in the video. You get to watch. I'm not going to talk about them, but just you get a reminder. The purpose of this video is to just give a big thank you and shout out to the people who made an impact on this organization, and I'm ready to start with that now. I'll start with my good friend Kaz. This kid is a superstar. He doesn't give up, and he's an up-and-coming player in this community. I can't offer higher praise for his work ethic, his instinct, his building ability. This kid, alright, every week he was just instrumental with team building with me. There were some weeks I said to him, I don't know how we win this, man. Like, I don't see a way to do this. And he just had this ability to propose an idea, or even multiple ideas, and he would find a diamond in a rough matchup. More often than not, these ideas were really game-winning. He's a real winner, and he's the de facto NPL Season 1 champion to boot. Thank you, man. I appreciate your contributions so greatly. Next up, I wanted to say a big thank you to Gino, who, actually, I didn't have him in mind as part of the front office at the very, very beginning of the season. During draft time, I didn't actually have him aboard. But we reached out over Twitter just at the beginning of the season. I think this was in probably right around May or June. And yeah, I think it was May. And we were just talking, and we got into PMs on Discord, and I reached out to him and said, you know what, dude, you were a really good builder. You're a very good competitor. I've known you. He's been a really good friend of mine since like 2013 or 14, 12 even maybe. It's been a lot of years. And we kind of stopped talking for a couple years. Just kind of we went separate ways. He started doing speed running, and I kind of just stayed with Pokemon. But he's come back to Pokemon as well. He does a lot of speed running with Pokemon as well. But I said to him, hey, you know, I noticed you're doing draft. Like, we were talking about draft format. He was in a draft league at the time. It's like, hey, would you want to contribute to my front office for the GBA D-League? And he accepted without hesitation. And I'm very grateful that he did. He was a force for good in this organization. So he gave me a mock battle, I think, every single week. A couple weeks he even gave a few mock battles, which was really helpful just to see different scenarios. He has this ability to just see scenarios that I never would have even thought to see in a game. It's actually incredible, and I called him the heat specialist, because he just always brought these heat sets to mocks, or he would propose, like, watch out for this set, watch out for that set, just as a few things to think about, right? Just to play mental gymnastics with me. And I really appreciated that. He pushed me, he put me out of my comfort zone sometimes with many of these mons and many of these sets, and I think that made me a better battler, especially as the season went on. He also was instrumental in team revision. I think at the beginning of the season, maybe we weren't quite in as much sync, Kaz, myself, and Gino at the building, but I think by like week 3 or 4, we really hammered all that out, and we got in sync really quickly, and I think it really helped going into all these games. And it's like every single week, if it wasn't Gino approved and it wasn't Kaz approved, then we were going to talk it out, and we were going to find the answer. And I think we did every single week. And I'm just so proud that I got to work with you again, bud. It was really a great time. Thank you. And I can't wait to work with you again. While Kaz and Gino were definitely the biggest forces in the front office, I do have big thanks to DallasBoy1992, who we gave mocks, I think, just about every single week, and they were extremely helpful as well. I mean, just more reps is always very helpful. He's been a great friend of mine since, I want to say, maybe 2012 or 13, and he's been with me the whole time. And this kid is a great kid. Great kid. Probably one of the biggest hearts I've seen in the community. Not only when it comes to battling, when he's on his game, he knows what he's doing. And He loves Rotom Fridge, I know that. But when he's on his game, he knows what he's doing. And even just outside of Pokemon, he's one of the biggest hearts in the community. I know I can always reach out to him, and he knows he can always reach out to me. We're open books, and I appreciate him and his contributions, not only in the front office, but just as a friend, so greatly. Next, we'll talk about TTM Jolt, who was kind of a part-time mock battler for me this season. Now, I just want to give Jolt a big thank you for letting me upload, obviously being part of TTM, upload this content for you on this channel. That's the biggest thank you I can give to him. But he also was very helpful in doing a little bit of team revision during the season. He gave probably like 5 mocks this season. Doesn't sound like a lot, but actually, he's very busy with work and everything. And, he did look over my teams when he couldn't mock battle. So, I'm very grateful. Very grateful to you, Jolt, and Styx as well. I guess goes with that too, because he also let me be a member of the TokenMinorities. Thank you, guys. Also, we've got Stab, who offered mock battles some weeks, and when he couldn't do that, because he also had a pretty busy schedule, he managed to do quality control, where we would just talk about the team in call, and he would try to mentally break it. So he'd say like, well, I think this set might be good against this squad. It would probably elevate to a conversation in team revision. We had a few moments like that. But, he's been definitely a good friend to me over the years, and I'm still very grateful for the contributions that he made, especially in quality control. I know he's been very busy, and I think he had to go to the hospital for something as well for a short period of time. He's fine. But with all that, the contributions you made were just so greatly appreciated. Thank you so much, bud. And then, of course, we've got Keegan, who gave 1 mock during the playoffs. He was kind of here for the free food, but he's my friend anyway, so I'm going to say thank you. And finally, I'm done with the front office, but I wanted to give a big thank you as well to the people running the GBA D-League, notably Tom and anyone else who is aboard. I'm very grateful that I was given the chance to compete this season. It really was the time of my life. I had so much fun, and it was just an honor to be able to come back to this organization. Thank you guys so much. Alrighty, guys, I'm pretty much done with this video. I'll probably just make a few more comments while I was here. A few things I had to note. Zeraora, I think, is a very good mon. My opinion, at least without Z moves, because I didn't have it with Z moves, I think tier 2 might be appropriate. I don't see it as good enough to be tier 1. If it had 1 or 2 better coverage moves, I think it probably would be tier 1. But at least when it comes to not having Z moves, tier 2 seems appropriate. My other point was, I really did not like Toxapex. Midway through the season, I regretted kind of picking it, and I wanted to do a free agency transaction, but it kind of just didn't work out that way, given I wanted the regen core, and given the way I needed the Zeraora transaction to happen, just kind of didn't happen. But either way, those are kind of the 2 noteworthy things on the team. I don't think Toxapex is nearly as good in draft format as it is in standard. Otherwise, I really loved all the mons I had on my team this season. Whether they left in week 3, or they left in week 2, or whether they left in week, what was it, like 8, I think, is when I got Zeraora, and dropped Jolteon, etc. They were all very good mons. Drampa, can't go video without talking about Drampa. Drampa was a very unexpected surprise. It was really great. By the way, I brought Drampa more times in the regular season than Toxapex. And Drampa worked. It put in work. It was fantastic. So, anyway, Drampa the GOAT. Maybe it won't be the last time you hear of Drampa the GOAT. So, anyway, I'm very proud. I think we did put together a really great roster this season, and I'm very proud. So, alrighty, guys, this is not goodbye. I hope to see you guys again in whatever my next rendezvous with draft format ends up being. I certainly, obviously, would hope to make the main league, but if that doesn't happen, I think I'll probably be invited back for the D-League based on how well I did. We'll see what happens, though. Regardless, no matter what happens, I'm going to be here. I'm probably going to take a bit of a break once Summer Showdown ends, of course. But I think I need a little bit of time off. I've been doing draft nonstop since January, and I kind of just need a little time to just breathe. But don't worry, I'll be back. Alrighty, guys. Take care. Peace. Thank you for following the Nidokings this season.
You'll always be and you'll always be my brother.